Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in today's video we're going to be talking about catching up from not being on YouTube for a little while. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and let us get into the video. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. You joined me on a chilly November evening with my dash now just ticked over to 1,666 miles. Sign of the devil, if you will. 666 and all that business. The reason for today's video is to chat about not being on YouTube for a couple of days or so. Basically to apologise for why I've not been online, or should I say why I've not been posting videos. And basically a little bit of a recap as to what's going on and where we are going. So first things first, I'm sorry for not posting videos often enough. I really am sorry. And I'm saying it quietly because to my right, I've got some divvy old bird looking at me like I'm some sort of lunatic. But maybe I am. So with regards to the situation as far as videos are concerned, the last video you guys may have seen may have been updating you guys about what's happening with my mum and her stroke. I'm pleased to report that she's still on the mend. She's practically back to her old self, which is amazing considering I've seen footage of what she was like during the stroke, and it doesn't make for good viewing. I will say that without any sort of hesitation. Seeing my mum in the condition she was in was not pleasant. I'll be honest, it really wasn't pleasant. But like I said, I am pleased to report that she's on the mend and practically back to her old self. Senile as ever. But no, seriously, I do love my mum dearly, as well as my dad obviously. So where are we at the moment in terms of the channel? We have got just about 7,000 subs. I want to try and hit 10k if I can before Christmas, or even at New Year. One way or another would be nice. So if you guys could do me a massive favour, share the channel far and wide, get people involved, friends, family, work colleagues, whatever. Anyone who's interested in motorcycle related content on a Ducati, then this is the channel to come to. But I've got a couple of videos in the pipeline at the minute. I won't give too much away. Cross in front of the lights, you divvy cunt. Sorry for the swearing. But yeah, quite literally, with life getting in the way as it does, you know, things happen, situations change and so on. Granted, I had no idea that the situation with my mum was going to develop the way it did, and I had absolutely no idea that I would not necessarily behave the way I did with regards to my mum's stroke, but the way I dealt with it wasn't really me, if that makes any sense. Personally, I think I dealt with it quite well. I mean, some people might see it differently, but you know, after all the issues with my dad having his stroke and so on, I think I dealt with it much better than I thought I would do. Like with my mum having a stroke, that is, I mean, obviously my dad had his stroke like nearly 3 years ago, but I think I dealt with the situation a lot better this time around than I did with my dad's stroke. But anyway, that's by the by. With regards to the channel and where we're going, like I said, I've got like 3 or 4 videos in the pipeline at the minute. I will be doing a few more talking head videos over the winter, because like I said already, thanks to UK weather, the weather's getting rather shitty, and right now we are sitting at 10 degrees air temperature, but it feels more like 5. But like I said, I will persevere, and I will try and keep putting the content out as much as I can and as often as I can ride. I'll be bringing you guys along for it, and I will be doing my very best to try and arrange test rides for the new year and making sure you guys are part of that. So where do I see me going in the new year? Like, what do I see happening with the channel and so on? 1, I'd like to hit 10,000 subs before Christmas. 2, I want to try and strike up a little bit of a rapport with a few motorcycle dealerships so I get some test rides done for next year. This old girl has got her MOT in February. I'm also looking to throw a few accessories at the bike as well over the winter. For example, I want to get a aftermarket clutch slave cylinder to make things easier on my old hand, on my old left hand that is, because if anyone's ridden a bike with a hydraulic clutch, which is completely standard, you guys will know as well as I do that after a while it hurts your fingers. And naturally, I'm not getting any younger. I'm almost 40. Can you believe it? I'm nearly 40. I'm 37 going on 40. But I can safely say, unlike my manager, who is 6 years younger than me, I think, I can safely say, hand on heart, that as a 37-year-old man, I have less grey hair than a 32-year-old man. Just a little disclaimer. Sorry, Michael. Oh, it's an amber lamb. I think. It's an amber lamb and it's deafening me. Even with fucking earplugs, that shit still deafens me. I hope everyone is doing well with the whole now we're in winter situation in the UK, if that's where you're from. And whichever part of the world you are in, hello, welcome. I sound like a news broadcaster, don't I? And in tonight's news, dickheads on mopeds riding for Domino's. Funny situation happened at work today. I just want to make this abundantly clear that I'm not racist in any way, shape or form. So before we start the story, I just want to make sure people are aware that I am not racist. As everyone knows, well, as a lot of people know, if you're in the UK, a lot of the Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Just Eat and so on, a lot of the riders are of a foreign persuasion, shall we say. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the Deliveroo riders and Just Eat riders that I've come across just recently are either Hispanic, Portuguese, Colombian, Venezuelan, that kind of thing. And not that I have anything against them, of course, but yeah, these fuckers are everywhere. So the story goes like this. We're having our normal day at work, as we do. I can hear more sirens. I don't know where it's coming from or where it's going. I think it's behind me. Yes, it's behind me. It's following me. That's the second ambulance I've seen so far. How many more of the bastards I'm going to see? But anyway, so with the way this whole situation went down, I kid you not, it must have been about, oh dear, must have been about 11:30, 12 o'clock, something like that. No, I lied, it's probably closer to 1 o'clock actually. But anyway, regardless of the time, this is kind of how it went down. Me, my manager, and one of my other colleagues was standing there on the shop floor, minding our own business, doing our thing. And I kid you not, Bellend. And I kid you not, not one, not two, but 7 Deliveroo riders turned up. It was like we're being attacked by the fucking Foreign Legion, I'm telling you. And again, I just want to make it abundantly clear, I am not racist in any way, shape or form. I never have been, never will be. But the fact that there was 7 of these Deliveroo riders all coming into my work at once, it literally looked like an invasion. As mad as that sounds, or how as bad as that sounds, that might make me sound exceptionally racist, and I don't mean it to. And I'm, like I said, I just want to put it out there that I'm not racist in any way, shape or form. So please don't think I am, because I'm really not. Pardon me. But if I think you're an idiot, doesn't matter where you're from, you're still an idiot. So with that being said, these 7 Deliveroo riders came in. They literally filled the shop floor. I went for a wander around the shop floor to see what they were up to, and all of a sudden they just all disappeared upstairs. Upstairs is where we keep all the clothing. So naturally I was like, oh, okay, they're all going upstairs. I wonder what they're going up there for. So kind of left them to do their thing, and by all accounts, now forgive me, I don't know exactly what they bought, but between 4 or 5 of them, they spent somewhere in the region of about £2,000 on Gore-Tex gear. Now, as you can imagine, with being a courier or a Deliveroo rider or a Just Eats rider or a dispatch rider, whatever you want to call yourselves, as a courier, wearing the best gear is always the best option if you can afford it. And naturally, not everyone can afford Rucker. For example, the Rucker Calex 2, which is Rucker's entry-level jacket, nearly £700. The trousers to go with it, nearly £600. And bearing in mind that's their base model. There's a couple of models that Rucker make. There's the Nirvana, the Calabasas, and I think the Kingsley. And those jackets and trouser combinations can run you anywhere from, say, £1,200 up to nearly £2,000. So as you can imagine, you've got to have some serious money or have some serious commitment to what you're doing to buy that kind of gear. Not really fucking hell, not really for me, but it is what it is. You're rebelling. And again, ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me for the swearing and the shouting. But like I've said already, thanks to the weather and the fact that we're now in November, riding with a tinted visor down isn't exactly clever, nor is it conducive to my health. I know it's a bit all over the place in terms of the audio and whatnot, but like I said, it is what it is. And some people might think I'm fucking mad riding in these kind of conditions, but I'm a biker, do you know what I mean? It might be a bit cold, it might be a bit damp, it might be a bit windy. Obviously it's dark, but it's not going to stop me from riding, do you know what I mean? Admittedly, I might get a cold or the flu or whatever, but if I get to where I'm going, I do what I got to do, and I can get changed, get in the warm and whatever else, then it is not the end of the world. See, this is the downside of having to ride with your visor open. Snotty nose central. Excuse me, I know it must look rather disgusting what I'm doing, but it's the only way I can get my face clean. But with all being said, I'm hoping that at the end of this year, beginning of next, is going to have some kind of positive turnaround for me. 7,000 subscribers is still good, do you know what I mean? I've only really been doing the channel seriously for what, 2 years. So if you want to average it out, it's about 3,500 a year. And it would be nice to hit 10,000 subs by Christmas, but if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. You know, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it, because at the end of the day, I'm just making videos because I enjoy making videos. I'm not doing it for, you know, I'm not doing it for money, I'm not doing it for fame as such. I'm doing it because, you know, I love riding my bike, I love making videos, I love creating content. You know, this kind of thing is like, you know, the perfect outlet for me. As a teenager growing up, I was one of those kids that didn't do drugs, didn't go out drinking every night. I basically played football 3-4 times a week, or soccer as you Americans like to call it. You know, I did that 3-4 times a week. I played me computer games and stuff like, you know, typical teenage boy stuff. Well, I say typical teenage boy stuff. Not every typical teenage boy wants to think about starting a YouTube channel. But I digress. So I started my channel and everything else. And like I said, this kind of thing is a perfect outlet for me. It gets my creative juices flowing. It keeps me out of trouble. Well, I'm not the sort of person to get into trouble in the first place, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes trouble finds me. Hello. Sorry, that sounds like I'm being really moody. But once again, ladies and gents, I'm trying a 2-camera setup just to see if it works. I've already tried the 2-camera setup with my session being round the back of the bike, but when it's round the back of the bike, I can't exactly talk to you, do you know what I mean? At least like this, when I'm looking at the camera, it's almost like I'm looking at you, so it's almost like I'm having a direct conversation with someone, and that's kind of where I want to be. I want you guys to feel part of the video. I want you guys to feel like I'm talking directly to you, you know, like you, yes, you, right there, you. And now that, you know, I've made a concerted effort to try and invest in the channel, like I've got 2 GoPro sessions, I've got the Hero 7, I'm toying with the idea of getting a either an Insta360 or the Hero 10. I've invested in a point and shoot camera in the Canon G7X Mark II. Oh, excuse me. So I can do my talking head videos with a good quality camera. Well done, dickhead. I want you guys to be part of the journey with me. I want you guys to be able to enjoy the highs and consolidating the lows and all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm at where I am in terms of the channel and getting my content doubled down and stuff like that. I feel like I've got to a point where I really do need to invest in new gear, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. You know, I recently upgraded my editing equipment to a proper desktop PC rather than using a laptop. Admittedly, the laptop works fine, but Filmora 10 just didn't like it. My laptop was nowhere near powerful enough to deal with Filmora. Even the old Filmora 9, my laptop couldn't deal with it. Just could not cope. So I went onto a website called Scan, that's S-C-A-N, and I went and bought myself a new one. And now that I'm running Filmora 10, or Filmora X as they like to call it, I feel as though that I'm now in a position where I can start upping my video quality, upping my game in terms of the audio quality as well. Not so much with my motovlogs, because I know the setup that I've got works. So I'm not all that bothered about changing, you know, the mic setup and whatever else, because I know it works. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not worried about that in the slightest. If I do go for a Hero 10 at some point, I know that the mic adapter and the microphone that I'm currently using will work, because I've seen other videos, like other YouTubers like Motovlogs, Blockhead, Motovlogs, and a few other people using the mic adapter that I'm currently using on the 7, and apparently it works. So that's a good thing in my opinion. So I'm hoping with any luck I can carry on using this particular setup, and hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully if I do invest in a Hero 10, they would have made a variant, or should I say a door variant, that will allow the Hero 10 to be somewhat waterproof. Oh, nearly an accident right in front of a police car. I want to be able to invest in the channel properly now. Whether it be things like, you know, simple things like getting a decent microphone, or getting to a point where, you know, I've got a Hero 10 and I can afford ND filters, or I can afford to have the bike set up properly, like power wise or suspension wise, so you guys can see what it truly is like to own one of these bikes and being able to ride it to its fullest. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I want to be able to give you guys the most immersive experience possible, whether it be looking at me through that camera, looking through my eyes with this camera, whichever way round I do it. I want to make sure that you guys get the most immersive experience possible. I want you guys to be part of it with me. I want you guys to feel what it's like to ride a 1100cc V-twin superbike to its fullest. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at as far as the channel goes. I want you guys to get as much out of it as I do, and I don't just mean, well, I mean the content, but I also want you guys to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? I want you guys to be part of the video, I want you to be part of the experience, I want you to not necessarily feel the lumps and bumps that I go through, but I want you guys to be with me in every sense of the word. I don't want you guys to think that I do what I do because I'm only interested in one thing, and that's money. That's not me. I enjoy videos, I enjoy making them, I enjoy everything about them. I always have done, I always will do. And this is a little bit different for you lovely lot. It's not very often I come down this way, but thanks to the congestion charge, thanks to dear old fucking, what's his face? Oh, what's the fucking Mayor of London called? Sadiq Khan, that's the one. Thanks to that fucking idiot, I now have to go all around the houses just to get home. And I will be doing a video on the ULEZ zone at some point very soon, ladies and gents, so make sure you stick around for that. But for now, as always, you guys have been fucking awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the roads, be aware of COVID-19. As always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adios.